We now come to the final 3 days of this program. We spoke about the 4 unfolding levels of human consciousness. When we start out, we are at the victim stage. That was where I was before I understood the power of my mind. You too were someday at the victim stage. And then, when we catch that glimpse of what we can do in the world, we move to level 2, where we start understanding that we can shift the world, that we can take action, that we can set goals. As we continue doing this and we catch the glimpse of our inner being, we move to level 3, the stage where we learn to tap into transcendent practices. This is where you develop a meditation routine. This is where you start listening to your intuition. This is where you are no longer setting intention blindly from your brain and what you think you know, but you are setting intentions and goals based on what intuition is pouring through you. And as you continue doing that, you move to stage 4. Stage 4 is what we're going to talk about today. Stage 4 is where your relationship with the world is truly special. You are one with the world. Now, when you awaken to this possibility, you start to understand that when you make a commitment to this possibility, the universe starts having your back. You begin to live in a benevolent universe. What you're going to learn in the next 3 days is how to bring all of this together, if you so choose, and how to get to that level. And you're going to understand how to go beyond creative visualization. You'll begin to understand why creative visualization is often simply a tool of level 2 and maybe a little bit of level 3. But when you get to level 4, there's a far more powerful tool you can use that brings you results faster. It may not work for everyone because you have to be truly tapped in. You must be doing this for the right reason and not for selfish reasons. But if you are, what you're about to learn next, the tool of merging, can change your life. Between 2015 and 2017, I started having some really interesting spiritual encounters. I decided to work with laboratories in Vancouver and Seattle that actually take human beings, put them in chambers, and measure their brainwave state. These scientists were studying a really interesting phenomenon. They wanted to understand what was the brainwave levels of meditators and monks who spent decades in ashrams or temples, and could we reverse engineer those meditative levels on the minds of ordinary people? So as I went there and I had these neuroscientists map my mind, I learned something really curious, that different levels of mind bring out different abilities in people. Alpha is healing. Alpha is restful. Alpha is meditative. Alpha is creative. Theta is when it's hard to stay awake, your neck kind of bobs around, but you are downloading ideas. You are highly, highly, highly psychic. Delta is the mystery one. The delta wave frequency is what we're at when we are fast asleep. But some people can learn to activate that at the waking level. And when you do, is that you tend to be lucky. You tend to be able to create coincidences around you. Now, the important thing to understand is that when you're trying to shift reality with your mind, you want to be able to go deeper in your meditation so you can activate more delta waves. But there's a problem. As you go deep in your meditation to activate these delta waves, it becomes hard to practice creative visualization. What starts to happen is that as you go deeper, it's hard to latch on to a visual image. And if you try to use the mental screen and do regular creative visualization, it pulls you out of delta. So as you practice creative visualization and get better and better and better at it, you have to train your brain to get to the next level. And that is to go from a set visualization to a formless visualization, where you're not even visualizing anything, but playing with energy. I was in a chamber, and the scientists were working to put me into a waking delta state. They noticed that I was able to access delta far easily than normal people. And as I was in this chamber, I reached this weird state where I felt like I was tapped in and knowledge started being downloaded into me. I certainly felt that I knew why I was here, what my purpose was, and I felt this comforting power saying, all of this is within you. You can create all of this. Now, as this was happening, another bizarre thing happened. I started to feel like my chair was shaking, like someone was literally behind me shaking my chair. what was really going on is that I was having what some spiritual teachers call a Kundalini experience. It's when they say your chakras align and you feel this energy flow through your body. Now, as this was happening, a technique emerged, and I almost felt like this technique was given to me by a higher power. This technique is merging, and this is the technique that I want to teach you. I tell you this story because, unlike many of the other things that I've shared thus far, I can't point to the scientific evidence of this technique. I can only tell you that this merging technique came to me when I was in an altered state. And as I started applying this technique, I found that I could create far better results. But it is very important to stress that this technique only works if you have good intentions in mind, because you're merging beyond yourself. You're merging with a higher power. So if you're open to this idea, let's get ready to learn the merging technique. Now, in the merging technique, we do away with seeing or visualizing anything because you want to go in a really deep state of meditation. So I recommend, if you're doing this on your own, spend some time to really go deep. Practice the 3-to-1 method to count down. Do the 10-to-1 deepening. Do a head-to-toe deepening on your own if you must. And if you don't feel you're deep and relaxed enough, do it again and do it again. Now, when we start with the merging technique, we are still going to start with the same mental screen. But this time, I want you to really blow up the screen. Imagine as if it's filling the entire visual space in front of you. Now imagine the scene wrapping around you, as if you are in this giant screen. Now you're going to tap into the energy of that which you desire. You're not going to see people or faces or places or objects. You're only going to see energy. So think about, what is it that you want? Maybe it is a healthy, fit body. Maybe it is having X amount of income. Now, as you think about what you want, imagine that this thing that you want has a consciousness of its own. Give this consciousness a color. You might see, for example, when I think of relationships, I see pinks and reds and whites. You're going to pick yours and you're going to see the same energy pulsating as if you're looking at an energy field. Now, what you're going to do is, as you observe this energy, you're going to have an understanding that what you want wants you. What you want is already real. What you want is there for you. And you're simply going to help it manifest itself into your world. The first thing you're going to do as you observe this scene is look for any dark spots in the energy. You might notice that as you're looking at the energy of your future relationship, there's a dark spot there. Don't try to see who you're going to be with or see what that spot represents. Imagine as if with your hand, you can fill in that dark spot so that the energy is bright, bold, and vivid all around you. Now imagine as if you can make this energy brighter. Will this energy to show up, to be brighter, to be stronger, to pulsate more. Make the energy stronger once you've patched in all the dark spots. And now comes the trick. Imagine that this energy can speak to you and ask this energy, what does it want? And wait for 3 thoughts to come to you via intuition. These are going to be 3 words or phrases. And then you get to share 3 things that you want. For example, if you are doing this with getting a new business going, the business might say, shift the world. The business might say, make people happy. That is what the energy is asking to create. You see, you are talking to your own destiny. You're talking to your own soul when you do this. You're truly tapping into intuition. But now you get to state what you want. Maybe you want the business so you can be wealthy. That's okay. State that. Maybe you want the business so you're excited about what you do. Maybe you want the business because you want to experience being a leader. State your 3 words. And then, for a very brief moment, meditate on all 6 words that have been laid out. Feel yourself immersed in this energy, surrounded by this energy. Bless this energy. In other words, give it good intentions as if it is a life of its own. You are doing something unusual here. You're giving consciousness to this energy. As you see this energy on the screen around you, you merge with the energy. You imagine as if you and the energy are one. It doesn't matter the exact visualization you do. Just imagine the energy completely immersing itself and merging with you. And think and reflect on those 6 words. And when you're ready, you let it go. And you let it go and you see this energy rise up to bring itself forth in the world. And then you trust that what you've created is already there. All you have to do is remember the law of resonance, shift who you are, believe that it's on its way, and act accordingly. This is the essence of merging. And this is the most powerful manifesting tool I can teach you. I want you to look at your 3 most important questions and pick anything that you want to bring forth into the world. So choose what you want to merge with, and we're about to go into the merging technique. I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, mentally see the number 3 3 times. 3, 3, 3. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, mentally see the number 2 3 times. 2, 2, 2. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, mentally see the number 1 3 times. 1, 1, 1. You are now in a deeper, relaxed level of mind. Relax your head. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your chest. Relax your abdomen. Relax your thighs, your legs, your feet. You're now deeply relaxed. We will do the 10 to 1 countdown exercise to take you into an even deeper, more relaxed state of mind. 10, 9, 8, 7, deeper and deeper. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now at a deep level of mind. I'm going to do a second 10 to 1 deepening exercise to make you go even deeper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now in a deep level of mind, ready to merge with the essence of what is it that you seek to bring into the world. At this point, I want you to think about the vision that you want to merge with. It could be a project you need to pull forth today, or it may be a longer-term vision or goal that you want to bring into the world. Make sure you choose something that will benefit not just you, but other people. 2 or more people must benefit from the creation of this vision. Look at your mental screen and extend it to be all-encompassing, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, all the way to your left and right. The screen wraps around you, almost like you're in an IMAX theater, but wrapping around you. Now, think about the vision that you want to bring into the world. Bring forth the colors and the energy of this vision onto the screen. What color do you see? You may see 1 or more colors. The colors may be swirling. They may look like whirlpools, or the colors of a rainbow, or light patterns. Embrace the vision and the colors in whatever way it shows itself. You are not seeing objects, or people, or places, or things. Look carefully at the giant screen in front of you and around you. Do you see any dark spots, any gray bits that you need to fill with this color? Imagine that you can actually lift your hand and shoot light out of your hand to fill in the gray bits of this scene. Turn anything that is missing the energy and color into energy and color. Light up the entire screen. Now imagine as if you can turn a dial and make the colors of the screen brighter and brighter. Make the vision, make the energy more real, more bright. Now, as you see the energy of this vision completely surrounding you, ask this vision, why does it want to come forth into the world? 3 words should come to mind. They may be a single word. They may be a phrase. Now, I'm going to ask you to ask this color, ask this energy, why it wants to come forth into the world. As I snap my fingers, 3 words will come to your mind, one after another with every snap. In a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers, and the first word or phrase on why this energy wants to come into the world will enter your mind. Embrace whatever message you hear. 1, 2, 3. What was the first word? At the count of 3, the second word will come to your mind. 1, 2, 3. At the count of 3, the third word will come to your mind. 1, 2, 3. Embrace whatever you feel. Embrace whatever you hear. Trust the energy and trust its intentions for showing up in your life. Imagine this energy has a consciousness of its own, and that this energy of what you want wants you and wants to come forth into the world as much as you want it. Now, I want you to speak to this energy and give it 3 words or phrases of why you want it to come into the world. Now, as you've shared your intention with this energy, the reason you want it to come into the world, you're now going to merge with this energy. Imagine the energy coming off from the screen and surrounding you. Imagine you being surrounded by this giant, glowing, powerful energy. And as it merges with you and you merge with it, feel the energy go through your body. Feel you and the energy become one. Reflect back on all the words that came forth as you did this exercise. There should be 6 words. If you can't remember all 6, it doesn't matter. Reflect on whatever words you do remember. Mentally bless this energy and set an intention for this vision to come forth in the world. Now, let the energy go. Imagine this energy moving away from your body and shooting upwards into the sky as it begins its journey into coming forth into the world. Express thanks for this energy. Give love to this energy. Trust that it is going to come forth at the right time, in the right way, and there is nothing more you need to do. I'm now going to count from 1 to 5 to bring you out of your meditation. 1, 2, 3, coming out slowly now. 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. So how was that for you? One of the reasons this technique works is because we are moving away from any specific desire other than what the universe wants to bring to us. We're going straight for truly end goals, which often are feelings. We're going to a full state of trust and acceptance. Typically, when you do merging, you only have to do it once. If you have any doubts, any fears, you can merge a second time. But I recommend that you wait 48 hours. You don't try to merge on the same thing every single day. Pick something else. When you practice this exercise, the important thing is every time you merge back with the same vision, you don't see yourself as creating it anew, but you see yourself as checking in, because that means you're living with positive expectancy that this vision is on the way. We'll go into more nuances on this tomorrow. And in the meanwhile, I'd love for you to share your experience with merging in our online community if you so feel called.